What's going on, guys? We are back with another replay analysis, this time of H2G2 Researcher. We saw him last month. We've seen his camera settings. Look at that puppy. And, yeah, he's on the coaching tier once again, patreon.com/Gibbs00, so you can check it out there. He is playing by himself in a gold 2 setting, in the in standard, I should say. So, see how this goes. But you can go to patreon.com/Gibbs00. There's coaching tier. There's a free play tier. There's a replay analysis tier, like these are. And yeah, some other stuff, some tournaments and stuff like that. So definitely check it out. And on that, let's get right into the replay. Let's start it over. These camera settings are crazy to me. But hey, if it works for you, it works for you. See the first face-off. Good win, I would say. Like, it went left. As long as it goes left, I'd consider it a decent one. The ball did bounce a little bit towards the opposition side, so didn't work out perfectly, but I still like it. This is a little bit of a bad read. I'm surprised. He has 100 boost. He has a lot of time to do something with this ball, and it just seems like a simple misread here, where he just goes in front of it. He does get the bump, at least, on the car. And honestly, like, if you are going to miss, at least try to aim for the car afterwards. But that just seemed a little bit off, I guess, because it bounced off the curve. But it looked like he had plenty of time to readjust for that, but either way. Nice support there from his teammates. This isn't a terrible ball. Like, you do want to just kind of get rid of that from near the front of your net. Roll around the corners isn't terrible. His teammate makes a play, and then he's following up behind it. Not the greatest touch, but still pushing that ball forward along this curve. Now causing some chaos, just bumping a guy out. And sometimes it's the best play that you can make if they are so used to their rotations. It could really work. But again, we'll see how it goes. They were just waiting. He's got two guys up front. So this is a well-timed positional change here. He sees his teammate fall out. You see Nalo, he's like, all right, I have no boost. I'm out of this play. He flips out. As soon as he flips out, you see a Researcher here moving on up to move up into the play. Very smart play. But unfortunately for them, the ball pops up really high, so this is a decent clear from the goalie. But he does at least get a piece of the ball. I don't really like when you get a piece and it goes sideways off the wall without hitting the curve, because it does actually set up for a decent shot for either side. And on that instance, it's definitely closer to the other team. So sometimes, sure, like, it's good to try for these plays, but you have to be careful with where you place them. It's better sometimes to let the ball go by you. Right here, though, he makes a really clutch save on his way back. He's trying to rotate back here. Just rotates a little bit too strong. He tries to rotate in the middle of the net, and that's all well and good if you can still jump up an aerial quickly. He might have been able to take a wider turn, but he is worried about this inside post. He sees Dark Martin there, so he's got to worry about the inside post, so I understand why he cuts this down here. Right here, though, he has enough time to do the double jump aerial and get a save. Just doesn't react to it fast enough, but he does react to this pretty well. Right here, he backflips out of that, then comes through and just puts his car between the goal line and the ball. Like, the ball cannot get past him to get to the goal line. Great play there to just hold it down. Like, I love the diagonal side flip. Like, it was kind of backflip-ish, just to keep his exact position on the goal line and just hold strong. And got a little lucky, which you need on those plays, but it did work out. Here again, he's rotating back. He's got his 100 boost. He could probably move up a little bit more, but now Nalo, like, I think Nalo actually on this play sees that his teammate is far back. Let's check it out. He's got 12 boost. He should probably just rotate out, but he does stay with this ball. It might be because he can't see his teammate here. So Researcher maybe should be up a little bit more close to that halfway mark, so he doesn't get over-rotated like this, because now Nalo's up there with very little boost instead of Researcher, who's sitting on 100. But when you have 100, you can move up just slightly more to that midfield area, not try and play as passive. And that could really help. A little bit of a missed shot here as well. He's got plenty of time. So right here, we can see Gat. He just threw it off the wall. He's not going for it. The other player, Dark Martin, is rotating back, so he's not going for it. You see how he keeps driving past? Now, the thing you have to do when you're about to take a shot like this, in Researcher's case, is look for that player that should be challenging, if he is or not. So Butt Cheese is the player that should be challenging here. And he doesn't challenge at all. You see how he just never leaves his net? So right here, Researcher has a lot more time to make use of this ball. what he does is he plays this ball as it's going towards the ground. Generally, it's hard to get that momentum back up off the ground, so it's a harder shot to make. So instead, he just kind of kills it into the floor. When if he would have just took his time and see this ball popping off and just drive sideways next to it, while still in ball cam, he can still see Butt Cheese and Dark Martin and see what they're doing in case he does have the challenge early. But it basically gives him a second to try to wait for it to bounce for a little bit more of a power shot or a chip shot even to go over Butt Cheese's head. And once again, like around this level of gold, what is gold is hitting the ball nice and high towards the net. People have a very hard time making plays on that around this level. And instead of trying to drill this into the ground, he could have kept that ball in the air around their net and it could have forced a goal. But he kind of rushed that play just a bit. And that's what I always talk about of like, know when you have time. He had plenty of time there. No one was attacking him. And he decided to take the ball while it was traveling down towards the ground when he could have waited for the bounce. This play's not bad. Sure, he has time here, but mostly he's just trying to clear this ball. It's not the end of the world to do this. Like, either way, like, it's a decent clear. Both of them are going back. So right now, like, if he rushes it, it makes it a little bit harder for them to return the favor. And he throws it to wide open space. So that's a good clear so his team can start up on the offensive side. And the good idea here, trying to drive back. Like, that ball could have very easily been, like, a boomer clear because it was low and right to the goalie. So, well done there, circling back. Now here, once again, he's playing a little bit too passive maybe at times. This ball, it goes off the wall, but again, he gets over-rotated. I think it's just how passive he is presenting himself to his team. So his team is trying to decide if they have to over-rotate him. And it looked like they did there. Now this play's fine to just wait this out. He just waits this out. He's in a perfect position to make a play. He's not going high up the wall, so he doesn't have to back up entirely. He knows that this ball is going to be coming down. It could be a tough play because Butt Cheese is close by, so you want to attack it once you have that opening. And he does. And just a nice little chip clear. Now he's got two guys kind of going for it. So I like this play by Researcher. He's getting a little bit more involved. He rotates in a little bit quicker on this play, like once he sees it one. And just puts pressure on the goalie. Sure, it doesn't actually do anything here, but it is good to just let them know, hey, there's still pressure involved here. And now he's on the offensive side. He should be looking for a pass opportunity. Say one of his teammates had a good chance at hitting that ball first. It didn't really happen, so he just rotates back, which is fine. Oh, his teammate actually makes a pretty poor play here. So, right here, like you see Researcher playing that middleman, which is kind of like no man's land, but he's trying to block a low dribble. And as soon as this ball goes high, that's when the goalie has to come out and take it. And the goalie does try to, but just he just whiffs there. So Researcher has to rotate back around. Now should have a little bit of time to get this over the wall. A good challenge there. Probably should have followed this up, actually. He had time to follow this up. Like, there's no one around him. And honestly, he's too worried about circling back way too often. Right there, perfect example. He's got 40 boost. That's plenty of boost. He could have easily drove that ball up the wall and down to the other side of the field. But he pulls away just a little bit too quickly. Just a little bit too passive. And that's where, one, it's also harder to play that way. This play is just unfortunate. He actually does have a shot here because of all the chaos. And then his teammate just gets in the way. And that's a play where Chance here has to figure out, like, hey, everyone just missed. He sees two miss there. And there's the other two. Look, he sees all three. Right now, this is the perfect angle for Chance. He sees every single player on the field, and he knows Researcher has the next touch. But what does he do? He hits the ball anyway. Those plays are the ones that frustrate me the most, is you can see everyone on the field. You know what's about to happen, and yet you just have to touch the ball. Those plays really frustrate me, and it really sucks for Researcher there. Could have got a goal, but it didn't happen. We'll continue. I was talking about something about being passive. Can't remember. We're just going to fly through this. Chance here with the little tip. So this play, it's tough, because I would probably go pretty aggressive here. But again, Nalo is back, or front, but he didn't actually turn around. Like, if he turned off his ball cam, he would have saw Researcher there. He kind of sees him, but he sees that he's a little too far back. So that's why I think he over-rotates him once again. Researcher again, trying to be a little bit too passive. Like, you have to present yourself as aggressive a little bit more so your teammates will let you rotate. And right there, he doesn't get his opportunity once again. Just again, because he's a little too passive before the play happens. Now, we're still at a scoreless game here, so this one's going by pretty quickly. Grab that boost and just... Look, that's not a bad play right there. That's actually pretty good. He takes it slow. It's a little bit rough because it's right above him. But I like the idea of just trying to pop it in the air and throw it a little bit forward but towards the wall. So nothing can really happen. It gives his teammates time to get back, and Gat could not make a shot there. So now both his teammates are back on defense because of that small time save, basically. Where he doesn't actually like try and attack the ball right away. He waits. He did put himself in a weird position because of the boost grab, but he did pop it towards a wall, which is pretty smart play to keep it from having a scoring chance right away. Nice pass to the middle, just doesn't really work out. He got bumped too to help it out, but doesn't work. Ooh, this is risky, but good play. I like this. I want to see more of this. More aggressive play like this. It's a little risky, but he does have a teammate going back, so it's not the end of the world, and does get the contest, and now he has caused a perfect center. Unfortunately, both players went for it. And the only thing I would say here is don't go for a demo when both players are going up in the air. This is when he should be doing the red alert of like, oh crap, both my teammates are in the air. I need to get back ASAP. But instead, he goes for the demo. It's kind of a split-second decision, so can't fault him too much. Luckily, again, nothing really happens just yet, but right there, almost a goal. But looks like it got saved out by a teammate. And now we wait. Chance again, doing a little bit of an over-rotation. This ball right here, like, you kind of want to lead your teammate along the wall. Like, I like the idea of throwing it up the wall towards his teammate, but he's got to lead his teammate a little bit more. Throw it between where the car is now, Chance's car, and that middle boost, and that would have been a really good play for Chance to just follow it up. Instead, it stays in possession of Orange for a little bit. Right here should be a decent clear. So right here, he should, a researcher should be presented himself as a passee. He wants this pass from Nalo, but Nalo doesn't actually give it to him. And instead, now Nalo has to do it all himself. When if Researcher would have put on the brakes, Nalo might have had a chance to give him a pass and then have a teamwork chance to get out of their zone. I do understand that you want to, like, you're a little worried about the rotation in case Nalo kind of screws up. And again, like, this is gold, so that is possible. But right there, like, I would rather see you try and present yourself as a passee so the passer can get it to you instead of circling back right away. All right, Chance going for the face-off. It's a dead ball. Let's see. Researcher almost making the play. Really, really close. So I like the idea here to pop it. Right there, he's got a double jump aerial, though. Like, if he gets that, he might get the height and get the tip just in time. Like, you don't always need your flip when you're going for a shot. Like, if you're already going fast enough, that's all you need. And on plays like that, all you need is a little chip to get it over their heads. But didn't work, but it was a good attempt. A little bit of an odd jump here. Not sure what he's jumping at. Oh, I guess he's jumping because of the demo. So, okay, that's fine. Nalo's back, making the play. Now he's playing that third-man game again, which is fine. Oh, if he would have missed that, that would actually probably help them even more. Nalo, no! So these plays are the ones where, like, the ball's close to net. I understand why they both go for it. It's not the end of the world that they do. As long as the passer, Chance, actually, he needs to head back. As soon as he sees that pass, he needs to circle out, which is basically what he did. He circled out. He did turn upfield a little bit, but he saw the play. So it's not a terrible play there. But that's the only thing. Like, when you do set up a juicy pass, make sure you leave in threes, or at least start circling back, and don't just watch it. Because the thing is, it's a really juicy pass, so probably both your teammates are going to go. And, like, everyone on the other team's going to go. And it could pinch out in weird ways, so you just got to be a little careful, especially in overtime. Here's going back to the defensive side. It's not bad. Just that's beautiful play. So this play is great because he doesn't hit this hard. Like, if he front flips into this ball, then it hits high off the wall and just banks off and goes perfectly center for some Orange player to take a shot. Instead, he hits it nice and soft here, hits the curve of the wall. It makes it a lot harder of a play for the Orange team and kind of for himself, but that's fine. Like, he does win it because it hits that curve and gets it around another. This should be his goal attempt, and there it is. That's the goal. And that all started because he actually hit it soft, which is something you don't see in gold a lot. You'll always see people trying to hit this ball hard, and he does a great job there to just tap it. And that's all he has to do. He knows there's plenty of open space. It does hit the curve that actually kind of throws off everyone, which helps too. And it doesn't center for the Orange team that could have got a shot. That could have easily been turned around. Say he front flips into that ball, they might have lost that game right there. But Researcher getting the goal, getting the win in the very close game. 109 in overtime, the only goal of the set. But it was good. He was a little too passive, I would say, throughout this series. He's got to work on trying to be a little bit more aggressive here or there. And maybe try and present yourself better. Like, it seems like his teammates over-rotate him just because, like, hey, like, this guy's kind of hanging back a lot. I'm going to start over-rotating him just because he doesn't seem like he's involved in the play. And then you get trapped in this, I have to be passive now. So try and work on that. Try and be a little bit more aggressive when you can, which also helps if you work on your quick aerials. So if you do have to make a defensive stop, you can quick aerial up and then make a defensive stop as well. So that'll do it for this replay analysis. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Researcher, for another month in coaching, and I'll see you soon. And Patreon and YouTube, I'll see you guys at some point. Later.